Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am a part of a larger collab here on YouTube. It's a new collab group. We have been all brought together by Clara Barrera, and she got us together to do a breast cancer awareness video. And so I said, yes, of course, I would love to do this. There's 16 people total, including myself. I will not have time to tell about each individual person, but trust me, all of these ladies are phenomenal. You need to go and see, you need to go and see each one of these ladies and their videos, because I know that they will be fantastic. The first person that is in our group, of course, is Clara Barrera. She's the one that put this group together. And then we also have Sandra at Classy Cakes, or I have her on Classy Cakes. I'm going down the list. But she's with My Real California Life. And then we have Danielle Gertzenberger, which is part of her channel is Glamburger. We have Stacy with Flawed and Fabulous. We have Laura at Gold Star Work. We have Jamie's Craft and Cooking. Jamie with Jamie's Craft and Cooking. We have Kyra with Journey and Beauty. We have Kailee that is Kailee Wesley here on YouTube. We have Little Miss Nat. We have Lil Betsy 79, which is Beth. We have Tracy, which is my little makeup channel. It's not my little, it's little makeup channel. And then it's like 5688. I just wanted to make sure I knew there was more on there. I can't remember all these numbers on your guys' things. I'm so sorry. And then we have Pink Sweets, Miss Anya Stamper here on YouTube. We have Bree on Purple, Pink, and Red on her YouTube channel. And then we also have Lynnette, Sparkly Princess Lynnette. And Tracy Lea 70. That's probably what it is. And she is a newer friend of mine. I believe her name is Tracy. Okay. Then we have Tracy Lea 70, which is Tracy here on or she's Tracy, and it's Tracy Lea 70 on YouTube. And so that is who all is in this group. We are going, my face is primed and ready. We're going to do a look inspired off of breast cancer awareness. I'm going to talk a little bit because I do have my own story that I want to share, because this is about awareness. I'm not going to just speed through on the tutorial, but I do have to grab my palettes because I forgot to grab them. So I will be right back. I'm back, guys. I am going to use a couple of different palettes. I have the Norvina Volume 1. I have the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker, and I do have a Juvia's Place, the Zulu palette, because I like that little shimmer that they have in there that has pink. It's like a rose gold shimmer. So I do have those. I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. I didn't think about it too much because I like to kind of just see where everything takes me, but I kind of think I know what I want to do on this. And so make sure that you guys go, and I will link all the channels down below. And we may have a playlist by the time this goes up. So if that's down there, then you can just go and have a playlist of continual videos. And so I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes because we all know that the pinks in these Norvinas are going to stain for days. And so, because it is a pigment, I'm not going to do my white. Oops, sorry guys. I'm not going to do my white paint stick. I'm going to do the Paint Pot in Stormy Pink. Because why not just do all pink, guys? Let's do it. Let's do all pink. Even though this looks purple on the eyes. Didn't mean to put it way up there. But I did want to just talk a little bit. I don't want to get this too long because you guys will have many videos to go watch. But it is about awareness, and I feel like I should share my story. If you've seen my one about Dercums disease, the disease that I have, the Dercums disease awareness, I do talk about this just briefly in that video. You know, that's more about the Dercums disease. So, but I will link that down below also if you're interested in seeing that video. It's been amazing how many people have learned about Dercums disease and have been diagnosed since I put up that video, and they reach out to me on email or in the comment section. It's just been really fantastic. So I thought it would be important to share my story with breast cancer. When I was 27, I found, and 27 is very early. They don't even start checking you for breast cancer until you're 40. And when I was 27, they did tell me to do breast exams. And so I was doing regular breast exams. And I had found a lump that normally was not there. And so I told my doctor about it, and my doctor's like, oh, you're too young. Don't worry about it. Just watch it. If it feels like it's getting bigger, then we'll look into it further. So I had seen her like 6 months later, and I told her that it was getting bigger. And she's like, well, you're just too young. You know, like she just kept dismissing it. And I said, well, it's not only now bigger, but it's like changing shape. And so she's like, well, I don't think it's it, but we'll go ahead and we'll get it biopsied. And it's almost like she was annoyed at that point. And I'm like, okay, you know, like, this is why we're supposed to be doing this, right? And so, so she scheduled me for a biopsy instead of like just doing like a needle biopsy or anything like that. No, she just got surgery, you know, let's just remove it. And they removed it. Probably like within a month, they removed it and sent it off to pathology, and it came back precancer. It was a precancerous lump that was changing and forming. And so luckily, I didn't just give up and go, yeah, you're right, I'm too young, you know, and just went on with it, because I would have been one of the statistics, you know, of being dismissed because I was too young. And so ever since then, every doctor that I've ever went to, because I've had to change several doctors since then, has made me have yearly mammograms. So I've had mammograms ever since I was 27, which is very rare. When I go in, when I was like 27, 28, like they're like, you have a mammogram? This is for you? Because they just don't see people my age going in for mammograms. And so it was several years later. So I was 30, I believe. No, it was, I'm trying to think here. Yeah, I was 30. And I was married to my husband now, and I was pregnant with Tanner. And all you that watch Tried Out Thursday, Tanner is my youngest child, and the only one that Marty and I have together. And my other 3 are from a previous marriage. And so when I was pregnant, they were doing a test, and they kept on saying that something was reading wrong, and then they had me go in, and they kept testing my cervix, and there was nothing wrong with my cervix. And so they went further on in and tested the uterus. Well, I had precancer in the uterus, and I was pregnant with Tanner. And the doctor at the time said, you need to abort this baby, because if not, these cancer cells are going to spread like wildfire, and it's going to be your life. You know, you need to choose. It's either your life or the baby's life. And I looked at the doctor, and at this time, you know, I've had 4 kids at home and everything. And she's like, you know, you need to go home and talk. No, I said, no, I don't. I'm not going to abort this baby. I said, I believe that God gives us life, and that if I have this life, it's because God wants me to have this life. I'm not going to terminate the pregnancy. And I also believe that if it's my time to go, whether I have a baby or not have a baby, it's going to be my time to go because he's in control of all that. And she looked at me. She was mad. And she was like, no, you need to go home and discuss this with your husband. This is serious. And, you know, the hormones from this pregnancy is going to make the cancer, you know, way worse. And you have 9 months where we can't do anything. And I said, well, I can tell you right now, I'm not going to speak to my husband about this. Like, I've already made up my mind. Like, this is something that you're not going to change my mind about. And at the time, like, she was one of the better doctors that was covered underneath my insurance. But I said, you know, if you don't want to treat me, if you're not okay with this, I said, then I can, you know, see about going out of network or whatever I need to do to get to another doctor. And she's like, no, I'll do it. She goes, but I want to be testing. So they took chunks out and was testing, making sure that, I said, as long as it doesn't hurt the baby and it's not going to cause anything, problems or anything, then I'm fine with that. And she said, no, we'll just do like a punch biopsy from the uterus to make sure that nothing is spreading. And so sure enough, I had a few of those done throughout the pregnancy. No growth, no changes in the cells or anything like that. They were testing it. And after I had Tanner, I just had him regular, you know, like a regular childbirth with him, and no C-section or anything, just a regular childbirth. And I had to recover fully from having childbirth, so they made me wait 3 months. So 3 months after having Tanner, then they went in and they had to open me completely up like a C-section after having a baby 3 months earlier. And they took my uterus out. They sent that off to pathology because they were really suspecting that, because they opened me up to make sure that they would get it all, because they really were convinced that this cancer could be all over the place. And they removed the uterus. They sent it off to pathology. It hadn't grown one iota. So she could have scared me into an abortion for absolutely no reason, and I wouldn't have Tanner today. And so I was like, I am so glad that I am strong in my faith, and nobody could have wavered me on that one, because that would have been tragic. And because I can't imagine, you know, my life without any of my children. And so they said, well, it's precancer, we got it all. And they just left my ovaries in. And 2 years later, I had 2 tumors the size of grapefruits on each, well, one on each ovary that they left in there. And that was 2 years later after, so 32. And my doctor was completely scared out of her mind. And when she found it, because she's like, oh no, Debbie, because she did not like the fact that they left my ovaries. She said that was, she would have not suggested that. And so they went in and took my ovaries out 2 years later, and one was benign, which is non-cancerous, and the other one was a serous cystic fibroma, which is a very, very, very slow-growing cancer. So 3 times brush with cancer, every time it was caught early enough to be able to remove it and not have to do anything else. So, you know, I put that out there because, one, you're never too young. If something starts changing, you have to be the advocate for your own health. And for 2, don't let doctors scare you into something that may not be true, because they all have their own opinions, and I'm sure that they see a lot that is scary out there. You know, I just lost my dad to cancer. He had lung cancer, and it took his life very, very quickly. So I do know that it's scary. But you also have to realize that they don't always get it 100% correct. And so, anyways, I just wanted to share my story with you guys because it is important to get your annual checkups, and it is important to start young. Just because you think you're 25 and you don't need to do breast exams, that's not true. It's not true. And so I just want to make sure that, not everybody's story is the same, and I think a lot of women believe that it won't happen to them, and so I just wanted to make sure that I shared that story with you guys, and I get them annually, and there's times where they think they see something and they'll go in and do an extra sonogram and more tests and stuff like that, and it ends up not being anything. So I've been blessed to just have everything caught so early and removed, and then no other issues come out of it. So because I have all my other kind of issues with my health, I don't need that too, you know what I mean? Even though when your body is sick with, whether you have an autoimmune disease or if you have Dercums disease or if you have lupus or MS, your body is so busy fighting that disease and trying to rebuild itself or try to keep its immune system up that you are more likely than an average person to get cancer because of that. Because your body is constantly working on other things. Like with my particular disease, I have tumors all over in the tissue. I have tumors all over. And so my body is automatically seeing that there's a foreign substance that they need to go attack and kill, just like they would try to do with cancer. And if it's busy doing that with something that isn't cancer, then your body can overlook actual cancer. So that's how it was explained to me, and that's why I get scans. Regularly they make sure that I'm in there getting scans and that they don't overlook anything. If they see anything at all, I have to go in for quite a bit more extensive testing. So anyways, I wanted to share that with you. Let me know down in the comments below if you've had something similar, if you've had a scare like that, or if you've had precancer, or if you had actual breast cancer and you've survived that. Let's have a talk about it, because I know that there's a lot of women out there that have been touched by this, by a mom, by a sister, by any of that, and that's why we're doing this. And we all have our own stories, either about a family member, about ourselves, and it's important that we talk about these issues. And you know what? It happens to men too. And there's at least I think it's between 2,000 to 3,000 men a year that get diagnosed with breast cancer. So it happens to men too. And so, they have to be checking for things that are growing out of the norm with themselves. So anyways, I cannot keep on going. I'm going to pop off here. I'm going to put on some mascara and my face makeup, and we'll come back and we'll wrap this up so you can get to these other wonderful, lovely ladies' channels and hear if they have a story and see what kind of look that they come up with. I'll be right back. Okay guys, this is my final look. I'll go over the products that I've used since I did a lot of it off of camera, but this is my final look. I did put the Breast Cancer Awareness ribbon on the side of my face with hope, and I just think that this embodies the Breast Cancer Awareness month of October. I hope that I was able to convey the importance of being examined and finding things early and being diligent, because you have to be your own advocate for your own health, because a lot of times you can get overlooked. And so, and I believe that just sharing our stories is important, because we don't know what other people go through without sharing it with others. And so I hope that you guys gain something from this. This is why I was super excited about doing this collab with everybody. Thank you, Clara, for asking me to be a part of this collab group. Please go check out the list of ladies. And I do want to say that there may be last minute. I'm doing this kind of early. I'm doing my video early. So if there is anybody that is added later on, then I will make sure that they're linked also down below. I may not have mentioned their name if they're added later, but they'll be down below. So please go check out their videos, hear their stories. Some may speak about something, some may not, but go check out their channels. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to show you the products that I used really fast on my face. I've been using this little deluxe sample size of Clinique, and I mix it with the Laura Mercier. This is a little too dark. I mix those two together for my foundation. The lashes that I have on are the 90s Babies Cosmetics Power Puff in Buttercup. And this is little Miss Anya. That's who she is in our Power Puff collab. So I thought that was funny that they sent me those. And then for the liquid liner, here is a liquid liner it's called, it's Handy Iron, Handaiyon, Handy In. I think that's what that is. And I use the light pink for the writing of the letters. And then I also used Anastasia Beverly Hills lip that this will be going into the jar for the giveaway. All that stuff will be listed down below. This is in Sugar Plum and then I also used a lippy pencil in Dial Up. I used that actually in my waterline. Dial Up is the ColourPop lippy pencil, so I used that. I also used the Tarte blush that I had depotted right there. It's a sparkly pink for my blush. And then for highlight, I wanted to stick with all pink, do monochromatic pink, and so I used my Ofra. There's a peachy pink and a pink and then like a white with a pink shift. So I just swirled that around for my highlight, and I used the actual pink right there in the inner corner. And I did end up putting a little bit of this shadow right here, adding to the pink. It's a pink with a gold reflect, a shimmer. And then the main shadows that I used were my Jeffree Star. I used Cherry Wet and Bubblegum for the most part. And then I used the Norvina Volume 1. And I also used A5, C4, and B3 for a little bit of shimmer. So I used that. And then for my lashes, before I put on the lashes, my mascara I used is the Go Big Go Home or Go Home Kat Von D mascara. And I showed you guys already that I primed my eyes with the MAC Paint Pot in Stormy Pink. So that's everything that is on my face today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Hop over and check out the other ladies. I know that you will absolutely love it. Tell me down below any of the stories that you have that is breast cancer related, or just say hello down there. I'd love to talk with you guys in the comment section. I'm trying to keep up with everybody's comments. So I hope that you guys all enjoyed this, and I hope that you guys all have a blessed day. Take care. Bye-bye.